All right, The Lead is brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports. If you are looking for the original motorcycle, talking about the Indian motorcycle, all you have to do is check them out. They're located off of County Line Road and...
Santa Fe!
3 games into the season. Notice how I prefaced it that way.
Right.
Are you busy?
He's breaking news.
I got to check something and making sure that specific law enforcement isn't trying to reach me. So, not for me personally, for the team I cover.
Okay. Well, do you want to break some news then on Aqib Talib?
No, we're staying posted on that story.
Okay.
Aqib Talib. The Dallas police would not specify him by name.
Wow.
It's my understanding, and he's not denying that he was there at this club when an altercation/incident happened. The club owner says no gun was fired. That's the issue here. Aggravated assault involves a weapon.
Yeah.
And that's where this gets tricky. And so when two males left, again, the WFAA in Dallas is reporting that was Aqib and his brother. They left the scene, and the cops found them, down the road at a strip club, and they were interviewed. But their cars were towed they want to be checked for forensic evidence.
Yeah.
If it's determined that Aqib shot that gun, then this thing gets tricky.
Right.
He could, that's with that personal conduct policy. It starts to get a little greasy.
And he's had issues before, too.
And he's had trouble in the past. Not recently, and in fairness to him, ever since he got traded from the Buccaneers, it's been relatively unscathed off the field. It's disappointing to the Broncos to be in this kind of news anytime.
Right.
In Talib's case, his brother had the same thing happen last year.
Right.
And that's the irony of this. The reason the Dallas police are so sensitive to this story is last year they tweeted with glee that they had arrested Aqib Talib. When in fact it was his brother.
Right.
Well, his brother is again involved,
Right.
but this time Aqib, by all accounts, the people that I talked to yesterday, was there, but what his role is unclear.
Yeah.
I've joked with Patrick Smythe in the past, and he's the vice president of communications, that it seems like they have a form letter all ready to go.
Yeah.
When something happens. We have been aware of this situation for some time now, and now they can just put that right on Aqib Talib.
What was different yesterday is they did not confirm his presence. They said we're aware of the reports and we're monitoring the situation.
Yeah.
It's because the Dallas police weren't confirming it was Talib. Again, the sources I talked to yesterday, that's not the issue. That Talib, there's a belief certainly he was there, and the club owner, Lux, the club owner in Dallas, said he was there. That club owner says that absolutely no shots were fired. It was an argument, and it's because a professional athlete was involved. It was an overreaction. Again, this will all play out with some evidence. But one thing I do give the Broncos credit on regarding this, these are embarrassing. They try very adamantly to get the player out in front of the cameras as soon after.
No question.
And say, you know what? You answer to this.
Yeah,
you did it.
Right.
We were in our, in our offices over here when this happened. As soon as you get back to OTAs, we want you in front of camera.
Matt Prater, Von Miller, we've seen it recently.
Yeah, T.J. Ward last year. They
yeah.
try to get him in front and say, you get out in front of this and you explain it. Some of it's legal. They can't say everything. But I respect that.
Yeah.
Rather than the club tries to keep protecting the player from himself. Like, you got yourself in this whatever mess.
Yeah.
You need to explain it.
Well, there's a vacuum there, and the longer you wait, and if you don't control that message, the three of us are going to control the message for you.
Right.
The Broncos are brilliant at that. The Rockies, under previous media relations people, awful at it.
Sure.
Let's look at what happened with the Nuggets. With Brian Shaw and Melvin Hunt.
Yeah.
They completely dropped the ball on that.
Oh, and that
that was awful. The Avalanche, I will give them credit, they're very buttoned up.
Yep.
I mean, John Martineau, who's been there forever, and I give him all kinds of credit for running a tight ship. I mean, Brendan McNicholas is the guy who runs the show now, but Johnny is the guy who knows exactly what he is doing.
And those things you're speaking about are beyond the scope of law issues. They're just like you said with the Nuggets, Benjamin. How is the GM not going to be available on the night the coaches can?
Right.
I mean, how does that happen?
Yeah, what a debacle over there on that day. Well, they're young and they're learning. I guess that's the best way to put it.
All right, so the lead brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports. If you are looking for the original motorcycle, talking about the Indian motorcycle, check out our buddy Jeff. He is on his Indian Classic. Of course, you can find Grand Prix Motorsports off of County Line Road and
Santa Fe.